let's move on to NFL. Um, and the
Schedule
schedule was
release.
released. Yeah. So I want to highlight a couple of
I
games
like that
starting with
graphic down there at the bottom, Mel. I like
yeah.
that graphic.
Yeah, starting with some week one matchups, and one in particular, man, Kansas City Super Bowl champion is against this up and coming Lions team.
Talk to him.
Who added some pieces. You know, they got a running back that looked like he might be the next coming of Alvin Kamara, and he got a
Gibbs.
yeah, man. Then they went and got a quarterback who might not be ready to play this year, but he's something to look forward to. And then Jameson Williamson, I mean, he would have been playing week one, but they hit him with a gambling scandal. But he's still something to be excited about, man. So I'm very interested in this matchup, man. I want to see how y'all navigate and go through it, what y'all expect, and then we'll go through a couple more of the schedule with Lamar, man. But go ahead, man.
Go ahead, Super Bowl champ.
Nah, man. I mean, when you Super Bowl champ, it's automatic. You're pretty much going to open up the season. Now, I was surprised because, like, when you tagged me, Chris, I was like, "Come on, no way they're going to do that." I'm like, "Come on, man!" Like, but then when you think about it, you look at a lot of the media love that Detroit has been getting, and you see it translate on the field. They have progressed their win totals. You see them putting in the effort to build a contending team, and this year, I'm my way too early prediction. I got the Lions winning the North. So I mean it's a good media story to kick the season off, and it'll be like my man Detroit Mel said, it'd be a good litmus test to see where the Lions at as a franchise when you go against the franchise that people are trying to chase and model after, as in consistency over the last 5 years of winning. So it's a good story, and hopefully we can get this meetup to going. Jay, hopefully you come out, so I won't be the only Chief fan in the building, but the whole IOW man down little collab that we got. So, but nah, man, I think it's gonna be a dope game, and it's definitely gonna be
I think y'all go get clapped. That's just me personally.
Who?
I think Kansas City go get clapped. I'm hearing wet cheeks right now. Yeah.
You hearing what?
I'm hearing wet cheeks and twerking. I think y'all go get clapped, man. Honestly.
Wow, man, that does my heart good.
I want you to hold on to this clip, and then when we come to September 7th, and after everything shakes down.
Hey, of course, I still got to see training camp and all that stuff, man. I can't. I'm not giving my final prediction yet, but
hold on. What you mean you're not giving your final prediction? You just said
this is not my initial final prediction, man. But right now, as of right now, I see y'all getting y'all Chiefs clapped.
Oh man, wow, that's an interesting take. Moving on to the rest of week one.
So, hold on.
No, we moving on because I'm not gonna give you no more ammo for Mel to say anything crazy.
Hold on. Go ahead. So, I'm not gonna lie. This was a very well kept secret until yesterday. I was not expecting opening night, but I love the respect. I love the acknowledgement. I love that the attention that we're getting.
I got what, 4 or 5 primetime games?
We have 4 primetime games this year. When we had none. Which
is a lot of respect for a non-playoff team.
That's a lot of respect. And the only we didn't even have any primetime games last year except for that flex on the last game of the season that turned into Sunday night. You know what I'm saying? So to get 4 off and it's some good primetime games too. We got Cowboys on New Year's Eve, Saturday night. We got Packers Thursday night. So but to get opening night, that's
big.
That's bright lights, big stage, and you have a chance to play spoiler on banner night.
True.
Like that is a chance.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go as far as to say what Mel said and say that we're gonna clap Kansas City. I still have a lot to see.
You know he just jinxed you, right?
I have a lot to see. However, I don't think it's gonna be a walk for Kansas City. I think it actually might be a dogfight. No. I think it might be a shootout. And I'm excited. I'm going to that one in person. Me and Lamar, man. I'm be decked out in my blue. You be decked out in your your fire orange or red or whatever color that shit is y'all be wearing. But it's you know what? I think the NFL did good with this one. You got the reigning heavyweight versus the up and coming boxer. So it's gonna be a good opening night matchup, man. I like that one.
I will say this about week 1. I'm 100% surprised that the NFL didn't go with Giants and Jets on Monday night for September 11th. I was shocked that they didn't do that because of the sentimental values for that, obviously. But they did put the Jets on Monday night on September 11th. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers and Josh Allen matchup. I mean, that makes sense.
Already prime time with it.
Already prime time. September 11th.
Already prime time.
They're putting Aaron Rodgers, welcome to New York. Yeah, we're going to put you on September 11th. You know what that means around New York. So welcome to New York. This ain't Green Bay no more.
And it's at MetLife too.
Yeah, it's a home game. So I saw that matchup that I thought was interesting. Dolphins, Chargers in week 1. And then
Dolphins, Chargers. Who going to be the starting quarterback?
Tua.
Yeah, everything that I'm hearing is they really think Tua's gonna be there. And,
there's even supposed to be a new helmet for quarterbacks. I don't know if it's coming out this season or next, but there's supposed to be a new helmet for quarterbacks.
Just make a new rule and just stop tackling quarterbacks. That's what they want to do.
Just put flags on them.
I was about to say put flags on them.
Yeah, just put the red jersey on them like they do at practice. And look, man, you got to touch them. That's your quarterback, man. That's what they want to do.
Yeah, you also got Deshaun Watson versus Joe Burrow week 1 too. So you got a couple of QB matchups that you like. Okay.
So this is what I want to say about the Cleveland Browns, man. I kept waiting for them to turn the corner and start playing good football because they had so many good pieces, man. They had 2 Pro Bowl running backs. They had a quarterback that was supposed to be in Pro Bowl. I don't think he ever played like Deshaun Watson last year. But I don't know if that's gonna happen again this year, man. Like, to be honest with you, is Kareem Hunt coming back?
No, I think he's gone. I think he's still a free agent. Matter of
free
fact,
agent. So they didn't sign him. So they let him walk. They should have just traded him last year. They really thought they was gonna make a run. If they kept him, they really must have thought they was gonna make a run because they could have got a draft pick out of that
easily. You know, because he's a starting running back on a lot of franchises right now.
Yeah, for at least 2 more years.
Yeah,
but I don't have a lot of confidence in the Cleveland Browns. I want them to do good because I see the formula there. They got they got an O-line they can run run block and all that stuff, man, and they got one of the top 3 running backs in the league, and then they got a quarterback that's that good. So I see that they got something there. I got to see them actually turning into something, man. So I don't know, man. I don't even know if I'm excited about that matchup.
I'm gonna drop a hot take for y'all real quick though. I got Cleveland doing better than Baltimore in the division this season.
You out for that one, bro. Yeah, you out for that one. Yeah, I think you out for that one.
It's a lot of plug and play going on in Baltimore, and I don't think it's gonna work.
What you mean? What trying to add pieces?
Yeah, Odell. I don't think Odell. I don't even think Odell makes it through the whole season. I hate but come on, 2 ACLs. And I'm not even gonna allow you to put that in the atmosphere. As a matter of fact, I'm about to edit that part out. I'm just talking about history. I'm just talking about history.
You can't even put that in the atmosphere though.
Of course, I want Odell to have a great, full, healthy season, but you have to be a realist.
I want you to get a prostitute pregnant tonight. You want me to put that in the atmosphere? Like, how would you feel? How would you feel if I just threw that out there?
I mean, that means I'm getting some play, which I haven't had in a while. So I guess I'll take it.
So you'll take that? Okay. Yeah. Your life won't be the same, boy. Your life won't be the same.
Hey, LaCour, don't risk it, dog. Don't risk it, bro.
Not for that biscuit. Not for that biscuit.
Nah, bro. That trust me, you ain't got Magic Johnson money. Just make your shit disappear. You ain't got it like that.
Nah, I think Baltimore will. They're gonna have to. They actually spend the first round pick on a skill position. So
I was still hurt. They took Zay Flowers, bro.
That was impressive. I think Lamar put that in his contract. It was like, hey, I'm gonna sign this contract, but that first round pick, You gonna give me somebody. You gonna get me somebody.
I was so hurt they took Zay Flowers. I wanted Zay Flowers to come to Kansas City so bad, bro. Zay Flowers is the truth.
Y'all don't need no more. No, y'all don't need nothing else. Y'all good what y'all got. Running back, same people.
Nah, man. This is something interesting that I haven't seen from the NFL. They're doing double headers on Monday nights. So week 2, week 3, and week 14, you got double headers. Now, normally
multiple weeks.
Yes. Now, normally back in the past, when the NFL did a double header, they would have like your one start at like 7 o'clock and your next one starts at 10. So you would have that gap. This year, they're really actually overlapping. So week 2, week 3, and week 14, when you got those double headers. So week 2 and 3, they got double headers. One starts at like 7:15 and your next one starts at 8:15. So that's the first one. That's the first one. I've never seen the NFL do that ever before, because they've always been about their money and want you to focus on that solo game on a Monday night. And now you're competing with another football game on pretty much an hour separated. Now week 14, they're doing a doubleheader, but they're playing them at the same time at 8:15. So I've never seen the NFL do that. So that was one of the interesting things that I saw when they released this schedule. I'm like, NFL.
Real quick, Lamar, what's those games?
All right, so week 2, those doubleheaders, you got Saints, Panthers. So Panthers actually got a couple of primetime games. All right, so they're definitely going to display Bryce Young, and they're going to display him early against the Saints, but that's a tough team to display him against on prime time. And then you got Browns, Steelers. That's the second game on that doubleheader. Week 3, you got Eagles, Buccaneers, and Rams, Bengals on that doubleheader. Week 14, on that doubleheader, you have Packers, Giants, Titans, Dolphins. So,
what in the world?
Hey, so I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna help you out, Chris. Now the NFL changed it. Now I think it used to be like week 14 or 15 is when they start flexing. Now they actually moved it up to week 12. So pretty much past week 12, some of those games were, because you're getting some crazy matchups. You're like, ugh, like why are we doing this to ourselves? Like here's for instance, they got Kirk Cousins and the Vikings at least 3 or 4 primetime games, and we all know how Kirk Cousins do on primetime games. So I don't know why they keep doing that to us.
Still winless.
Hey, so here's the kicker. So the last game of 2023 is going to be Packers and Vikings as the last game that they got slated.
So no, that's not the last game of the season.
It won't be.
Last game of 2023.
Yeah.
Jordan Love and Kirk Cousins facing off, and we don't even know if Cook is going to be in Minnesota.
Lamar, that's not the last game of the season.
I'm saying 2023. That's the last game they got slated for the year before on the 31st on that New Year's Eve.
Boy,
that's the last game that's slated right now.
You know he went to school in Detroit.
Yeah.
I thought he meant at the end of the 2023 at the end of the season. I didn't know. Calendar year, man. Damn.
I knew exactly what you meant, Lamar. I knew exactly what you.
We all can't go to Hill, man.
Yeah, your people did you no favors. They should have sent your ass to Hill, man. They should have sacrificed a little bit more.
There was poison in his mind and his water at the same time.
So check it, right? So they updated the rules where every team is allowed to be flexed twice, because it was only one time. You was only able to use, so now they've allowed it to, you can get flexed twice, and you are able to get 2 Thursday night games.
2 Thursdays.
2 Thursday night games now. So
I'm not
that's
really
a lot of room.
I'm not really caring about that 2 Thursday rule, because my thing is, if you want it, I mean,
you're gonna go get it.
They're gonna schedule it anyway. That's on own matchup. So it's like, who cares? But I did like the fact that the NFL did for a fact say that not all teams will get a primetime game. So as of right now, Houston Texans Atlanta Falcons, Indianapolis Colts, Arizona Cardinals do not have a primetime game, and I'm okay with that.
Thank God. I hope they learned their lesson from last year's Indianapolis debacle.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that.
Indianapolis had like 5 primetime games, and they shit them all.
There's obviously with Sean Payton going to Denver, they got 4 or 5 primetime games, so they're trying to see if that makes a difference with let Russ cook. But I'm still like, keep Russ ass out the kitchen. That's me. Let him be a host, let him bring people to the table, and let him sit down.
He gonna be Paula Ding this year. I'm telling you.
So
baby.
So I was looking at the Lions schedule, right? And we have 2 games that don't have a time or date. And it's like week 14 or 15 against the Broncos. And then it's the last game of the season against the Vikings, right?
Well, no, that's everybody on week 18. The reason why the NFL does that on week 18 is because they're looking at playoff scenarios. They're looking at
that's what I was gonna ask.
They're looking at playoff seedings, where's everybody at, and then they'll determine. That's why literally everything says TBD to be determined, because they're looking at not only playoff scenarios, but the matchups that matter so that they actually maximize on the viewership. So they still haven't even, come up with an idea who's going to be that Sunday night game. Like last year, it ended up being Packers and the Lions, because that meant something.
Implications.
It had implications. And of course, week 18 is always, the last week is always going to be divisional games. So they're looking at, which one makes the most sense story-wise, not just story-wise, but also playoff season. So that's why you will always see that from now on with week 18. Some interesting matchups leading up to week 18, week 17, you got a rematch of Kansas City, Cincinnati. I like that idea. Have a very playoff implicated seeding type of game late in the season. 2 favorites in the AFC, obviously. And
there's gonna be another L for Kansas City.
And you know what? I'm okay with that, because Cincinnati can beat Kansas City as much as they won in the regular season, as long as it matters in the postseason of when they win. I don't give a damn. Look, Kansas City could lose damn near every home game to Buffalo and Cincinnati. I don't give a damn.
I'm only watching games that Kansas City has a chance to lose anyway. I do not turn on the TV to sit and watch Pat Mahomes and Kelsey. I mean, they've turned into Steph, Clay, and Draymond for me right now. And I rooted for Golden State for years until they became unbearable, and their fans became unbearable, and they started, excusing all their bad behavior, man. Like, and I feel like that's what I'm like, man, dog. Everything Pat Mahomes and Kelsey do is just gold, like they
gold,
like they dookie gold out, and I'm like, man, dude.
But you know what? And I'm gonna be real. This is a different dynamic, obviously, for me, because I've been rooting for the Chiefs for all my life. So it's some of the attention I don't care for, because I know it's coming from heat off of these bandwagon, people that ain't been riding when we had
Joe Montana was there.
Joe Montana, when we had Rich Gannon, when we had
Jamal Charles.
There was Gerbach, Jamal Charles. We was struggling with Tom Brady's backup and Matt Castle. Like we got cats that's causing all this ruckus that, they've been hopping on. Hey, Patrick Mahomes, I like him too. Yeah, like, come on, bro. So it's like, you get that in every sport. Like, all these Warrior fans pop up all of a sudden, they probably couldn't even tell you who Monte Ellis was. You know what I'm saying? They probably couldn't even tell you who Mitch Richmond or Chris Webber, none of them old school Warriors, anybody. So it's like, they couldn't tell you who Chris Mullen is. They had no idea. They had no clue. So you see
Festus Ezeli.
Damn.
Festus Ezeli.
Yeah, you done. Man,
you went 4 years back, Chris. Stop, man. That is not impressive, man. You went 4 years back, man. This dude named Mitch Richmond and Run TMC and all this stuff. He named this. And you
I'm just saying, Festus Ezeli is a crazy name.
That's 4 years ago, though, man.
He was a while ago. What?
That was 4 years
Baron
ago, bro.
Davis? Baron Davis?
You're not, man. You born in the 90s, man. Just stop.
Yeah.
Man. Like, you're not going far at all. Like you showing your age.
So how
You
Lamar
showing
get
your-
credit for Monte Ellis, but I don't get credit for Baron Davis?
You didn't say nothing about no Monte Ellis.
No,
Lamar
he said
did.
Monte Ellis. I'm saying, how did he get credit for Monte Ellis, but I don't get credit for Baron Davis?
Because Monte Ellis was a young buck coming in, and Baron Davis was the one who had the big name. You can pull Baron Davis out the hat. He was a first round draft pick.
Lamar, what's the center name? Not David West, but the other one that played for Maurice Spates. There you go, Maurice Spates. There you go. There you go. Maurice Spates. Mo Spates. There you go.
Bro, he
There
played
you
with
go.
Steph.
So that was 8 years ago.
All right, go ahead, Lamar.
No, so you got 5 international games this year. You got Jaguars and Bills.
Hated it.
Yeah, that's trash.
Well, this is interesting. So the Jaguars actually got a back-to-back in London, and so let me ask y'all this.
What?
How to work that out?
So let me ask y'all this.
I guess they don't want to waste that gas to go out there for one game.
So let me ask y'all this. At one point, do you just say, just leave the Jaguars over there? Just leave them over there. I'm just saying, though. At one point, do you say, just leave their ass over there? You know?
Just Urban Meyer. Just leave Urban Meyer over there.
I don't think Duval go like that.
So week 4, you got the Falcons, Jaguars in London. And then, like I said, they got the back-to-back. They got Jaguars and Bills. So they're trying to get that Trevor Lawrence and that Josh Allen matchup right there. So week 6, you got another London game, but you got Baltimore Ravens and Tennessee Titans. So you're going to showcase Lamar Jackson. Unfortunately, the Titans, who I think are going to be a very bad team this year, you got to endure that. Here's my take, my way too early take of the NFL season. Mike Vrabel doesn't keep the job through the end of the season. I think he gets clipped in the end about midway through the season. If you take a look at the Tennessee Titans verse 6, it'll make you cringe. On paper right now, obviously there's a lot to happen with training camp and how the team's going to play during the season. But if you look at the paper, they got a very tough first 6 that are just brutal, and that team is rebuilding. I don't care what any Tennessee Titans fans say; they are rebuilding.
So you think Vrabel will be on the hot seat before Tannehill will?
I think Vrabel's already on the hot seat.
I think it's a package deal. I think you cut one and fire the other.
Well, so it's gonna be one first, right? So do you think Vrabel gets fired before Tannehill gets benched for the second year quarterback?
No, Tannehill will be benched, and if it still doesn't work, then Vrabel will be fired.
Bingo. That was my take. Because you grabbed Malik Willis last year. They're not having confidence in him. You have a change in management, new general manager. You go get Will Levis this year. So now you're literally showing to the world that you are literally throwing everything at the quarterback position but Ryan Tannehill, the guy that you paid. So, and the fact that you've already paid him, Derrick Henry hasn't gotten really paid like he was supposed to. And Mike Vrabel's the center of all this, and you collapsed the way that they did. They lost 7 in a row last year.
Yeah, that was bad.
I mean, you trade AJ Brown. Literally, you just gave the Philadelphia Eagles a number 1 wide receiver. I just
hate when teams be making these bad decisions, and then instead of fixing that bad decision, they start making these other moves that make it worse. Like you look at whatever they was doing in Houston, and O'Brien, his bright idea to fix it was to get rid of D-Hop. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
peanuts, Jay, for a peanut.
You know what I mean? And the Titans, you pay Tannehill, and all right, we find out Tannehill not gonna take us to the promised land. Well, how we fix this? Well, get rid of AJ Brown. Like, how the heck do they be coming up with this stuff, man? How do you add by subtracting somebody that good? I like what Philadelphia did. They pivoted away from a quarterback. Well, not a quarterback. They pivoted away from a head coach that won them a Super Bowl really quick. As soon as they felt like, as soon as, all right, we pivoted away from him, and they pivoted away from Carson Wentz real quick and went
even
straight
after
to
they
Jalen
paid
Hurts.
Even after they
exactly went straight to Jalen Hurts. That's how you pivot and make quick decisions, right?
No,
They're
you're
making
right.
the wrong ones in Tennessee.
Yeah.
I think I feel like oh, he is a Titans fan too. What up, Jay?
What's up, Jay?
I feel like Tannehill has that 4-game leash that a lot of people give their quarterbacks or whatever in the beginning of the season. I think now it's that time, right? Because now you have Malik Willis and you just drafted Will Levis. So you're already showing your hand like, hey, we're not afraid to replace you.
Will Levis, bro. They really want to give that job to Will Levis.
So that's what I'm saying. They putting Tannehill on that 4-game leash, and the moment it looks dire,
Chris,
even 2-2, they pull
Chris. It's not a 4-game leash. It's 4 weeks, and I'm talking about preseason. Let Will Levis come out
you
there.
Think Levis gonna steal the job out of preseason?
If he light up one game,
hell yeah. I'm telling you, hey, I'm with you on that, Mel, because I didn't say this to Jay yet, and we haven't talked about it, but if Will Levis, if he does the Russell Wilson thing, goes into training camp and outplays Matt Flynn, they're gonna throw him in week 1. And because at this point, you're rebuilding and trying to fill so many holes, and you got a lot of question marks in just about damn near every position. The only position you're not really worried about is Derrick Henry and Jeffrey Simmons. Other than that, you got a lot of question marks on that football team on how do we fit. And so if Tannehill goes in there and bombs, it's no different if you throw Will Levis in there, who we go get in the second round, and he bombs. It's no different. Let's go ahead and get Will Levis the experience of playing in the NFL, because he's probably going to give you the same output Ryan Tannehill is going to give you, if not more. They want Will Levis in that starting position as soon as he can get it and give him a reason to give it to him.
Yeah. I want to get Jay to call in. I want to get that Titans fan in here and tell us what he thinks.
Come on through, Jay.
Call in, Jay. Call in, Double J.
Let's talk about it.
Definitely call in, man. Number is right there on the screen, man.
Yeah. But back to the NFL schedule. So you got 2 more international games. Week 9, you got Dolphins and Chiefs. And I'm gonna stop right here. And this is not me being a Chief fan. This is me looking at an NFL as in how you market your games. And you look at how Tyreek Hill in that story with him in Kansas City, they trade him. He wanted more money. They was only willing to pay him so much. And then, Tyreek's been creating his WWE character since he's been in Miami, hyping up his podcast, and he'll throw out a little nugget out there. And that nugget he's throwing it out has Kansas City in it. And so you look at him chirping. Matter of fact, he came back to Kansas City a couple of months ago, did an interview with the local radio station, sports station, and said, man, I can't wait. I can't wait to get to Arrowhead and bust y'all ass. I'm going to throw up the deuces at y'all. So he's chirping in Kansas City. And then you look at certain Chiefs players, they're like, yeah, we heard what he said. And then the NFL takes that game out of Arrowhead and they throw it in Germany. That's probably a move that I understand the reason why you do it. You want to market Patrick Mahomes in Germany. You want to market Tyreek Hill and the Dolphins. And you take that matchup and you're going to, expand into your international crowd. So, hey, here's a story for you guys to latch on to. I understand that point. But you literally took something away that a lot of people were anticipating, especially in the city. Out here, they couldn't wait to see, hey, when Tyreek coming to Arrowhead.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? That's like when you see KD returns to OKC. That's when you see LeBron returns to Cleveland type of situation. You want to see that in that stadium, in the States. So I
agree with that, Lamar. However, they might have been thinking about it another way. Mm-hmm. Right. So if they know they automatically go get eyes on this game because of that or that setup you just talked about.
Yeah.
It's low hanging fruit to have it in Kansas City. We go get the KC fans, but maybe they're having trouble getting people to watch these overseas games because they do air kind of early. Mm-hmm. And maybe with Tyreek Hill and Kansas City having that little back and forth, maybe that'll pique everybody's interest, and they can sell that game to a network better by saying we know people are going to have eyes on this game.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what they was thinking.
And to your point, the reason why you say that, and I can agree with that, is because you look at the next matchup in week 10 for the last international game. It's in Germany as well, and you got Patriots and Colts. So
Patriots, Colts.
Ew.
So to your point on why you sell that to your international crowd is because you follow it up with a trash matchup in week 10.
So who is like sending these games to the league office? Like, yeah, this is hot fire.
Yeah.
Like you would think they would have learned their lesson last year from all the primetime duds that they had.
It's wild, and just
and now y'all taking these duds international.
Hey, it's crazy, bro. But here's another interesting note. Obviously, we're having our first Black Friday NFL game this year, so you're going to get 3 Thanksgiving games. Of course, you get Packers, Lions, Commanders, Cowboys, Niners, Seahawks, and you get the game Friday. Black Friday is going to be a 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time afternoon game. You get Dolphins and Jets. So you're going to get Dolphins taking on Aaron Rodgers and the Jets division game. So you're going to get about 5 primetime games that week. You get the Monday night game, unfortunately, is Kirk Cousins and the Vikings taking on the Bears. Ravens Chargers going to be your Sunday night primetime game. And then, of course, you get all 3 Thanksgiving games, and then you get the Black Friday game. So that'll be
that's
the first.
Gonna be a dope week.
That's gonna be a fire week.
That's gonna be a dope week right there, man. Ain't nothing get done.
I want to highlight a game that that last Thanksgiving game, Niners Seahawks.
Seahawks, yes.
Is going to be fire.
Yep. Now, NBA, Adam Silver, let me talk to you real quick. Now, I know that you've had the NBA on Christmas Day on lock for a lot of years. And then you went up against Big Bad NFL last year, and it didn't go too well for you this year. All right. So I'm advising you right now, whatever matchups you got on Christmas, you better either make it your best matchup or don't do no Christmas games at all, because not only is the NFL back on Christmas Day, they're giving you Raiders, Chiefs, Eagles, Giants, Ravens, and 49ers on Christmas Day. So
it was in their bag like the fries at the bottom on that one.
Adam Silver.
NBA ain't got no more matchups like that they can throw out there, man. Who you want to see on Christmas?
Adam
Who you want to see on Christmas? They ain't got nothing else.
On Christmas Day, they need to go pull Bronny from USC. They need to go pull Victor Wembanyama versus Chet Holmgren.
I'm gonna tell you the mistake.
Pull out all the stops.
I'm gonna tell you the mistake the NBA made, man. Right. So think about when you used to be hyped about these Christmas games, when Golden State was what they were with KD, and they was facing Cleveland, and LeBron was what had Kyrie there. There was a great Christmas matchup, right? Then you had before that you had Kobe in LA facing again. Bron in Miami, or maybe or maybe I don't know if they ever played the Boston Big Three. Boston Big Three was good money and gold.
Melo in New York had a Christmas game, and
so what they did is they purposely diminish KD's reputation, so that's not even exciting no more. People don't even think KD is all-time great, right? So you can't even sell KD no more, and they trying to push Giannis, Luka, Jokic in our face, and nobody want to watch them. Nobody wants to watch them, right? So where they're going to go, and the Golden State Warriors have become unbearable. Nobody even like them personality wise anymore. And where did the NBA go for a Christmas game now? And don't answer that because we're on football. I just wanted to throw that out there.
No. The true answer is move off of Christmas Day. Let it go. I'm telling you, Mel, you saw the matchups last year, and even the best matchup couldn't even get a quarter of what the worst matchup in the NFL did last year. Couldn't even get a quarter of it. So it's like at some point I know you want to sit there and Adam Silver in the front office of the NBA. They want to be on that same pedestal with the NFL, viewership wise, popularity, hopefully income wise at some point. Now your players are getting paid more guaranteed money. I should say that you get more guaranteed money. So you got that part right. But as in trying to get viewership and the way that the WWE NFL operates is not how the WWE NBA operates. It's two different things. The NFL is generating way too much popularity and money, and the TV deals that they continue to get are astronomical, and your viewership just won't match up at all.
Yeah, the NBA, but they got to stop fixing their games so much. They're not doing good. They're not doing good with it no more. They got to stop fixing their games so much, man.
You know where else the NBA messed up with the Christmas games? They took away the Christmas jerseys. That was one of the biggest things.
Chris, it was cool.
Christmas jerseys was fire.
I don't even remember none of them.
But then
nobody was watching for those.
No, but I'm just saying, like, that was
nobody was watching for that, man.
Like, I'm not saying that they was watching for it, but I'm saying, like, that's when like people got excited. People were actually buying the Christmas jerseys. I have a Christmas jersey.
Nobody was watching. Nobody was cared about them Christmas jerseys. That's just like saying you know what Cornhub messed up at when the females' toes wasn't painted. That's when they messed up.
I'm just saying that was another thing that they need to bring back. They need to bring back the Christmas jerseys.
Hey, on some real, man, some busted toes will turn a brother off, dog. It's in the heart because
it's not like I'm putting them in my mouth or nothing.
They'd be like, yeah, I'm ready. What is that? Is that a bunion? Oh, I can't jack all that is, man. Turn this shit off, man.
But I think the biggest thing is that because the stars that we had that made Christmas shine like that, Derrick Rose and the Bulls, LeBron and the Heat with D Wade, Kobe, LeBron and Kyrie, KD and Steph, like all those stars are on the way out, and the stars coming in are half superstars.
They're manufactured superstars. Like they're not supposed to be superstars. They're forcing them into superstardom.
And I don't want to watch a game where, like, Kobe, you get effort on both sides of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And
passion.
And it was passion for all those games.
You don't get no passion from Luka. He just crying up for he won't fouls. He step back jumpers, no defense.
Melo loved the game and showed so much emotion. And like those comeback games where he was hitting those big shots, sending MSG into a frenzy. You know, there's no games like that anymore because there's no superstars like that anymore. The superstars that we had like that are on their way out the league.
It's a different game, bro.
They're not playing with that much intensity because they're older now. They don't have it in them like that. And Giannis doesn't have that. Jokic doesn't have that. The only one that probably does have that emotion and that passion is probably Embiid. But what you gonna do? Play Embiid or in Christmas games?
Embiid got it. Kyrie got it. Steph got it.
Tatum got it.
But they pushing Kyrie out. And they pushing KD out. You know, LeBron's old. It's just all jacked up, man. The NBA, I mean, people would look at the numbers and be like, oh, man, Luka putting up triple doubles and 30, 10, and 10 and be like, the league is in good hands. The league is not in good hands, bro. It's not. But anyway, let's finish this schedule, though.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much it, man. Some very interesting things that I saw with the schedule. The double headers that I thought was a very strange move by the NFL. 3 Christmas games. Like I said, that's trouble for the NBA. You get the Black Friday game, and then that week 17 falls on New Year's Eve, so that's when you get the Chiefs and Bengals. So that's a good matchup. There's a lot of playoff rematches. Eagles and Niners meet up again in Philly. You get a rematch of the Super Bowl in week 12. Eagles and Chiefs in Kansas City. So you're going to see a lot of. I think you're going to see when you see those rematches of a lot of playoff teams that have met up or played in the Super Bowl. I think you're going to get a very compelling game, and it's easy to sell. It's low hanging fruit to sell those games. Obviously, you see the Rodgers effect in New York immediately. They're getting about 4 or 5 primetime games. The Russell Wilson with Sean Payton, they get 4 or 5 primetime games. the Lions, get 4 primetime games. Obviously, being one of the media darlings that a lot of people are talking about.
Real quick, have they come out with strength of schedule yet? Like, do they have a list of people who have the easiest or the hardest schedule?
Yes, I had that pulled up too. Hold on, let me pull that up real quick. I just had it too.
And you know what? I'm not gonna lie, man. I don't really care for why he's putting that up. I don't really care for the strength of schedule rubric because it's based off of teams winning
last year
from the season before.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of teams first off, a lot of teams can't replicate what they did last season, and a lot of teams don't have what they had last season. Mm-hmm. So to say that your strength of schedule is based off of their record from last year it's an inaccurate statement. You know what I'm saying? I never really liked the rubric for that.
Well, I mean, to your point, when you just literally base it off of a team's win-loss record from the year before, and it's something way totally different, and like you said, because you can't obviously 100%, determine what a team's going to look like after a draft, after training camp, after
exactly.
So it's like, but I mean, it's just like anything else. It's just something to talk about, something to, make it seem like it's, something to really, give people talking points at some point. I mean, it's another way for the NFL which is why I think the NBA will never catch up to them. The NFL strategically does a lot of things to place things that really don't matter and trying to make it seem like it matters. Like strength of schedule really don't matter because at the end of the day, you got to play the game. You're in the NFL, you can lose to anybody at any point in time.
Yeah.
So they always emphasize that. Like, look at the draft. The draft really, at some points, really didn't matter. It mattered to general managers because that's how you build your team. But for the fans, that never mattered. Now look at it. It's now a 3-day event going from city to city. Builds, brings in, generates money like crazy. I mean, when the draft was just here in Kansas City, and I just missed it, man, they brought in almost 320,000 people in the city.
Right.
Nashville brought in 600,000 people when they had the draft there. Like,
Speaking of Nashville, Jay Jones on the line, man. Tennessee fan.
Hey, Jay, what up, my boy?
Hey, what's going on, fellas, man? How y'all feeling, man? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, man. Tell us about this Tennessee situation with their quarterback, man.
Man, it's a mess, bro. It's a true mess, man. Mar, tell you, I definitely wasn't a fan of the Will Levis pick. Actually, on the actual draft night, me and my G asked me which quarterback I thought was going to be a bust. I held off because I didn't want to say who, and then we ended up picking him, and I did it anyway. I thought Will Levis was going to be a bust, and we still picked him in the second round. So I'm not happy about it. I'm a huge Malik Willis fan. I believe I think he has the tools to be successful. When Tennessee drafted him, we knew he was going to be a project. Like, we knew he was going to be, take a few years for him to develop. And, when they fired General Manager John Robertson and they bought a new GM, when that happens, they want to bring the players that they want to bring in. And unfortunately, that's what happened. And Malik he wasn't set up for success. And that's where we got here. Tannehill's on his last year. They've been trying to shop him around all off season for the most part. I would have preferred to get C.J. Stroud if he did go another route, but Houston, they made that move and grabbed him. So it's a mess. I agree with you guys. I think Tannehill is kind of like on a short leash. Will Levis, if he does what he's supposed to do and he shows potential, especially with our depleted wide receiver core, they're going to give him the keys real early. And, you know what I'm saying, and try to see if we can, and they're going to see what he got. And, if it doesn't work out, we'll have an early draft pick and maybe we'll get Marvin Harrison Jr.
So do you have any confidence in Will Levis?
not really. I've been trying to watch some of his tape and trying to listen to his interviews. I mean, he has potential, right? But what is that? You know what I'm saying? A lot of players have potential, but I'm not sold on them yet. And I just don't. I'd rather Malik Willis be out there, man. I'd rather him get that shot.
Okay. So, all right, put it this way though. All right, so let's say Tannehill, because I don't think Tannehill go see much success this year. I mean, I don't even know who he's throwing to. So let's
me and you and Chris.
Exactly right. So expect let's say Henry declines just a little bit, and he's not able to carry the load like he been doing, and Tannehill is declined a little bit on top of the fact they ain't got nobody to throw to. So you seeing 8 in the box every week. So what's probably going to happen is Tannehill's going to be the first ball to drop, and he might get benched. And as a Titans fan, you're saying that when that happens, you would rather for it to be Willis instead of Will Levis. Now, that's the first part of the question. Second part of it is, if Tannehill can't make nothing happen with that depleted receiving core, once you put Willis in, a second-year player, isn't that kind of setting him up for failure?
It is setting him up for failure. I mean, both quarterbacks are going to be set up for failure because I honestly, with our playmakers on the outside, it's not really too much either one of them can do. I mean, Tannehill can't really do much with them either. But I mean, I feel like I don't know. I mean, it's a failure for both. But I mean, at least you kind of still get a chance to see what Malik Willis has. Me personally, I don't think Malik Willis is going to even make the roster opening day.
Dang.
Wow.
And I say that not because of talent-wise. I say that because of what I've seen Tennessee do in the past. Tennessee only carries 2 quarterbacks. He might be on the practice squad, worst case scenario, but Tennessee only carries 2 quarterbacks. And last year when we decided to go with Josh Dobbs over Malik Willis for the final playoff spot, I think that was a huge red flag for Malik Willis. That's like, yeah, we don't believe in you. We're gonna go with somebody who has a little bit of experience, but he's off the street. 10 days, we're gonna go with him. Like, I thought that was disrespectful.
Yeah.
To Malik Willis. Like, that's like, what you mean? Like, bro, I've been on your roster the whole year, and you gonna go with somebody that's off the street and been in the facility for a week? Nah, that's disrespectful. And I even said it to Mark last night on our podcast. I really think that this is Mike Vrabel. He can get on the hot seat, depending on what Tennessee does this year. I haven't got a chance to fully look at the schedule, but I do know it's pretty top heavy. We got some folks. We got some good teams we go deal with in the first 4 to 5 games. So it's going to be a lot of moving pieces. New GM in. The quarterback situation is terrible right now, and I think they said right now Tannehill is the highest paid, one of the highest paid QBs this year. And just knowing that and no playmakers, yeah, it's gonna be tough.
All right,
Jay, let me ask you a question.
What's up?
With the trade deadline being, I think, week 8, this is something I've been thinking about since the Titans have kind of been on the decline the last couple of years. What are the chances?
We ain't been on a decline the last couple of years. So we declined last year. We ain't on the last couple of years. Hold on that.
It's been the last couple of years.
Hold on, man.
Y'all can't get it done in the playoffs, man. Y'all been getting shorter and shorter. But
it was the Bengals. It's been the bad.
Go ahead.
Nah, I remember Tannehill throwing a lot of interceptions recently, so.
I was just saying, now Ryan Tannehill in the playoffs versus Ryan Tannehill during the regular season is 2 different Tannehills. We had a shot when we went in the KC, I think in 2019, and then of course I think we lost to Lamar and the Ravens in 2020, and then of course everybody remembers the Bengals when he threw the 3 picks. So yeah, he's a different player. So yeah. But go ahead. What was your question though, Chris?
My question is, what are the chances Tennessee unloads Derrick Henry and goes full rebuild this season?
I think it depends what they get. It depends what teams are offering. I mean, as we see, even with players like D-Hop, like they want like a first round or 2 first rounds or something crazy like that. So I think I don't think they'll trade him mid-season, but I think depending on how bad they go, it's definitely going to be on the table. I think it was on the table this year. I think he signed a 4-year deal, and I think he's 2 years into that deal. So depending on what they do this year, because I mean he's a leader in the locker room as well. So when you talk about trading a player like Derrick Henry, you also talking about trading away one of your leaders. So I don't think they'll do it mid-season, but I do think if they're not making a playoff run, I think it's a possibility it's on the table for his last year in Nashville. I would hate to see it, but it wouldn't surprise me if that happened.
I told you last night, Vrabel out of there before the season ends. He up out of there. He up out of there.
Only reason I say he'll last the whole season is because all the players love him. Like, he's really a player's coach. Like, a lot of the players truly love him.
Yeah, management don't give a damn about that.
But no, the management don't. But I think that's true. That's true. But I mean, like, who do you replace him with?
Shit, at this point,
I don't really see.
At this point, Jay, you can finish up the season for him because. I mean, if Jeff Saturday can finish up the season for the coach, why don't you just go ahead and finish up the season? Go ahead and get your suit ready, get your tie ready. Get your Tennessee Titan red and blue on, and be ready to coach at least 7-8 weeks.
Listen, they could follow the footsteps. Listen, they could follow the footsteps of the Raptors and go get Marcus Spears.
Man, y'all silly, man.
Hey, just to help you out, you're looking at week 1 Titans Saints. They go to New Orleans. Chargers go to Cleveland. Cincinnati comes to town. They get the coach. Then they go to London to see the Ravens. So that's your first 6 right there.
Yeah.
Pretty much the only gimme you got is that Indy game. And then after you come back from London, you go, you get Atlanta, go to Pittsburgh, go to Tampa Bay, go to Jacksonville, get Carolina at home, get Colts at home, go to Miami, Texans at home, Seahawks at home, go to Houston, and then you finish up at home against Jaguars. But because I even said.
I ain't gonna lie. If they had some receivers, that's an easy ass schedule.
After week 6, it is
week 6 is like
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but before week 6 is a cheek clapping session.
Yeah,
I definitely got them going 1-5 in that first 6.
That's what I'm saying.
That's real disrespectful, man. Real disrespectful.
He ain't lying. It was looking real shaky.
That's why I said my take earlier. I said if you look at the Titans schedule, that first 6 is a beast. And if Vrabel don't come out of there like at least
3-3,
somewhere at least close to 500, like I don't see him making it through the season because you got to take into account, like, bro, like what did y'all drop last year? 7 in a row before the season ended.
We dropped 7 in a row. Yeah, but it's been a lot of changes. It's go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, when you lose 7 in a row, that leaves a bad taste in your mouth going into the season. And now, you're talking about new GM, trying to a whole bunch of different moving pieces that you're trying to work. And now, that taste of 7 in a row is still in your owner's mouth. And then you go off and 1-5 start with this schedule. Like, talking about hot seat. Nah, man, that's damn hot seat, bro. You up off that thing, bro. You gone.
Listen, I don't know if y'all ever seen the video of the dude, the Jets player that went to the facility and they changed his code. He's like, I must have got cut.
He gonna be like,
yeah, that was Jamal Adams, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't Jamal. It was
Jamal. Nah, it was Jamal.
Was it?
Yeah. And they changed up on ski cars.
Nah,
Traded him away.
me.
Said, nah, man, you ain't no Jet no more, man.
That's how they're gonna do Mike Vrabel. They're gonna have his stuff in the box outside, and they're gonna change his code.
That's crazy, yo. They gonna sue
Hey,
him.
crazy, man. I think, to be honest with you, I think we're gonna win the first game. I think we're gonna clip the Saints, and I think we're gonna clip Cleveland, and I think we're gonna clip Baltimore.
Man, you
So
so
I'm gonna be
I
honest
think
with
we
you.
actually gonna go.
I'm gonna be honest
That's
with
what
you.
I'm telling you.
You
Derek
so
Carr about
hopeful,
to
Jay.
throw-
I love it. You so hopeful,
Listen.
Jay. Look at that.
No,
Look at
I'm not.
in that man's
It's not
voice.
hopeful. No, it's just a simple fact. Like Tennessee, that's how they do. Like Tennessee people will always be like, man, that's Tennessee going to look like. They always count them out. Like when we play those teams, those higher echelon teams. I don't know if I said that right or not. I probably did. But those higher grade A tier teams, like man, we gonna get crushed. Like look at when we played Kansas City last year and Malik Willis started. Nobody gave us a chance. They had us getting blown out by 14 or more, but we still kept it close. We didn't win, but we kept it close. And that's
Yeah, that
what
was a one possession game though.
Tennessee. That's how Tennessee is. Like you'll look at the schedule, and be like, oh yeah, they're gonna get crushed by them, but they'll find a way to win the game. So it's gonna be a few of those games where it's gonna look like, hey, they're gonna get crushed, and we're gonna come out and win. And I think one of them games is gonna be Baltimore. I think people are gonna look at that and be like, man, they gonna get crushed. Lamar, all those guys, overseas, whatever the case might be. But I think we're gonna win that game. I think we're gonna beat Derek Carr. You know what I'm saying? I think we'll split all of the division games. I think
You're so
you know what I'm
hopeful,
saying.
Jay.
I
I
think we'll
love it.
split all of those.
Some gonna get
I'm
some gonna get split all right, but it ain't gonna be them games.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Jay.
It's gonna be them daggone cheeks.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Jay. That first
I'm
game,
glad I'm in the headset and I don't know and got dog going through the car speaker.
listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. That first game against New Orleans, Derek Carr got something to prove. I got him going for 350 at least.
He gonna light y'all up, bro.
And that's
about
cool.
to
He can go for three. He can go for 350, but he can still come out with an L. That's fine.
I just
Going
need
for
to
350
Jay,
in this
Jay.
modern day NFL ain't nothing.
Jay, if y'all don't pick up Orlando Jones from the replacements, y'all don't got nobody to throw to.
Hey,
Y'all
don't
better-
worry, man. I'm trying to tell you.
Y'all better go pick up Michael Irvin from the longest yard and Nelly being Megan.
Hey.
No, we ain't gonna get him.
Hey,
We're gonna get old boy from All American.
you hear how Chris talk?
It's a
You
Jay.
hear how Chris talk when his team win 8 games, man?
We won 9.
He
Hey, we
talk
won
real,
9.
but, hey,
We won
I-
9. Hey,
I feel
hey,
I feel
we
bad
won
for
9.
everybody on earth if the
We-
daggone Lions make the playoffs, man, because he's gonna be
Oh, I'm gonna be
unbearable.
unbearable.
I know you
Oh
will.
my God, I'm gonna
I
be
know you
unbearable.
He
Especially,
gonna have the daggone
hey, listen.
tattoo, Super Bowl tattoo on his daggone back.
especially if we win the North. Oh, I'm about to be an ass.
That man
Oh.
said North, boy. That Detroit education, boy. That ain't no F
Hey.
nowhere in that word.
They gotta stay off of FanDuel and MGM and all them apps. They gotta
Hey,
stay off
hey,
things,
hey,
especially on
hey.
property.
At least
Hey, Jay,
at least
wow.
listen, hold on. At least we get our receivers back at week 6. Y'all ain't got no receivers to get back.
I mean, it took y'all only 20 years to get one.
Hey, yeah, Jameson. Hey, not having
Hey.
Jameson Williamson for 6 weeks, man, is gonna be crucial, man.
No, it's
Jared
not.
Goff,
We'll
like
be all right.
him, too.
We'll be all right. We got
Okay.
we got Amon Ra. We got Jahmyr Gibbs in the backfield. We'll be all right. Check
Oh,
it
that's
though.
cute.
Check
That's
it
cute.
though. I'm gonna listen, Jay. Put in a petition to change the name from the Tennessee Titans to the Tennessee Derrick Henrys, because that's all y'all got.
Hey, that's cool. It's been like that for the last. But you got to think though. Tennessee has drafted receivers. It just didn't work out. Like we drafted Corey Davis, and he came on his contract year. He got hot and everything like that. Like they drafted receivers, it hasn't worked out. So I understand from both perspectives to a degree on why they haven't. You know, and then we went after Julio Jones. That didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? After 12 years of him playing, that ain't work out. So. I don't know. They curse when it comes to that position. And when you finally get a receiver in AJ Brown, then you know what I'm saying, they let him go. And as y'all seen, if you look back at the video, Mike Vrabel was pissed when they traded AJ Brown.
Man, they chose
Like, he
Tannehill
was
over AJ
pissed.
Brown, man. That's
That was
basically what they
crazy.
did. They chose Tannehill over AJ Brown, basically. Hey, but look, we coming up on 2.5 hours, man. Before we get out of here, make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you go to the IOW YouTube page, like and subscribe there as well. And the same thing with these Man Cave, the Man Cave podcast. And I forget, is it Faye 213 Productions at the YouTube channel?
613 Faye.
613. Oh, I'm sorry, 613 Faye 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 Productions. Go there to find the Man Cave podcast is there, and give them a sub as well. And we'll probably have all of y'all back because we got to have just a straight NFL show. Just to what I want to do is go game by game on y'all teams. Kansas City, we'll take a 30-45 minute time just for Kansas City, and we'll go through the schedule, but we'll do it more closer to the start of the season after we've seen a couple of preseason games. So
I'm down with that.
I was ready to go tomorrow. I thought we were about to do that.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
but if we do it tomorrow, what knowledge are we going off of? Man, I want to see how some of these rookies look and these new additions look at at least through training camp and a couple of preseason
because
games.
it'll all be based off of last year anyway.
Well, we could the way too early predictions, and then we get closer to the season, and then we can start doing some realistic.
That's fine. We can do that. That might be the only way we get through at least half the teams anyway. So, you know what I mean? So
y'all got a fantasy league? Y'all got a fantasy football league?
Oh my! Shut up!
Hey, Jay.
Oh my God!
As a matter of fact, Jay.
Thank you for like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
We shut it down, y'all, man. We talk. We all let y'all later.
I'm glad you asked, baby. I'm glad you asked. As a matter of fact, we do.
Damn. Shit. Damn.
Sound like somebody got their head cracked.
We used to call it the Man Down Podcast, fantasy football, but we've been calling the male invitational for about 4 straight years. So,
oh my God, Jay, you could have asked that offline, man.
Hey,
oh my God.
Hey, I don't won 4 years in a row, boy. Hey, look, they put together a truce amongst all the team owners that never trade with me, right? And I still won.
Damn, I didn't want to hear this for another 4 months, and I gotta hear it now. Oh,
Jay, Jay, so 2 years ago, Mel won 2 fantasy. No, he won like 3 fantasy leagues.
Three leagues.
Yeah, he won 3 fantasy leagues, and then he won my IOW Sports Football Pick'em. And he was the first cat from the IOW to get the belt. Like, he got the belt somewhere behind him.
It's right
there. Yeah, that thing got, bruh. Don't
ever mention fantasy around this man.
Around this guy, man. Don't do it.
Because hey, remember last year after he won, every time he come on the podcast, he played the champ is here. The champ is here.
Hey, come on, man. Hey, man. Hey.
Oh,
matter of fact, he's like, man, I should retire.
The champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here.
Hilarious.
Oh, man, we almost made it out this show talking football without him bringing up that damn fucking league, man. Thanks to Jay.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you.
Oh, that was good, man. But yeah, man. Hey, tell us real quick, since I butchered it, man. Tell us where we can find ILW and the Man Cave Sports Show, man. Let us know what YouTube handle it.
Yeah, man. You know what it is. Go ahead, Jay. You do. No, you got it. I'll wrap IOW. You go ahead and do a 613.
Y'all can just find us 613 Faye Productions on YouTube. That's the YouTube channel. Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Check us out. Man Cave Sports Podcast drops on Saturdays. Check us out. Me, G Money, Mike C, Wildcard Mar, and yeah, man, check us out. Like, subscribe, share, drop a comment, and we appreciate all the support from Chris, Mel, everybody else. Again, check us out in the Man Cave Sports group on Facebook.
Yep. Hey, me and Chris ain't got no invite yet, though. I want to throw that out there. Yet. Go ahead.
Because it's not like we don't be doing podcast. We don't know what we be talking about. I'm just saying.
We ain't got no invite yet. Well, Chris, you probably be asleep, but I'm. Hey, you can invite me whenever.
Wow,
whenever,
throwing shots. That's
Chris
crazy.
go to work. Chris go to work and sleep, and then I gotta force him to get up and turn his mic on.
It ain't no. Hey, Jay, you send the invite on there, man. Just as long as it's Fridays and Saturdays, that's all I ask.
Hey, yeah.
Mel out here throwing shots, man. Stop throwing water at the bar, Mel.
Oh shit.
All right, go ahead, man. What can we find IOW at?
Man, y'all know what it is. Y'all can catch IOW Sports at IOW Sports Network on the Facebook, the Instagram, most importantly, the YouTube channel, and of course, IOW Sports 1 on Twitter. And I always appreciate Man Down, man. I'm thinking about it, man. We've been collabing for a minute, man. So
Yeah.
Always love the support, and then I got to give a shout out to Double J and 613 with Mike T and G Money. I've loved collaborating with them and doing the show on the Man Cave Sports podcast. So man, I just love it how Kings can get together and try to grab this big old slice of pie of this podcast world, and we can do it together in unity, man. So I love it, man.
Yeah, that's the only way you can eat an elephant.
I don't know where the hell you got that from, but yeah. But that's one of them old ass sayings that nobody knows.
I was just about to say, man.
Like,
that's some old man shit. He's like, hey, you asked the old head how you doing? Hey, old head, what's up, man? Hey, man, I'm just trying to catch 2 flies with some water in the pool with it.
All right, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Hey, man, go check out all those pages on YouTube, man. Even Twitter as well, and the Facebook group as well, man. Do the same thing for Man Down, and we'll catch y'all on the next episode next week, man. Thanks, Jay, for calling in, man. We'll get y'all on the show next time, and we'll see y'all next week, man. Peace.